How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting. Welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday, where we're here with Total Eclipse. So, things are spicing up. I was surprised. I was really confident that because we were kind of having a personal connection with Cryska, that Sandek was gonna, take us out a bit. But it looks like he only is sparing us because for some reason he's determined and now kind of verified that for some reason we're bonded with Cryska and Inia. Because Inia woke up when we saw her last. And so now he's desperately trying to figure out, like, why we're suddenly one of the most important assets to his entire, like, team, to his entire, like, job and his whole focus. And now it's a random American TSF pilot. So that's got to be horrifically stressful for him, but it means we're not dead, so I'll take it. So that was really powerful and moving last episode, and now we're kind of rolling into the next phase, which I'm guessing is just going to be, pushing for continual testing and maybe finally gonna move on from recovery from the terrorist attack and see if we can set our sights on something else for the project. It looks like we're starting off with the investigator again, which, that's gonna be fun. Like, the music's great right now. I imagine it's not gonna be great for much longer, but I'll enjoy the pleasantness while we can. Anyway, I don't know if there's much else to say, so let's just jump right into it. Apologies for taking up your time, Lieutenant. Oh, so you were doing this out in the open today.
Nani? 先日依頼しようとした件の結果を君には直接伝えようと思ってな。
From what part? Huh?
依然捜査は継続中。基地からテロリストを完全に駆逐できたわけではないが、一応の成果があった。
Good to hear. So, what, did you find out about the rest of Argus?
安心していい。彼らに対する容疑は晴れた。
Genuinely surprised? Not entirely sure if I'm convinced, but hey, cool with me. That's good. I knew they were innocent from the start, but this is great to hear. Thank you so much. Man, I'm at a loss for words here. Thanks for proving they were innocent.
私が礼を言われるようなことではないさ。彼ら自身の日々の行いが嫌疑を退けたに過ぎない。
I mean, that's your job, but okay. Oh, right. I'm not making any sense, am I? Still, I could have helped clear their names myself, and I feel guilty that I didn't. No. Maybe he's manipulating you into helping with his next project. In fact, what if he's specifically doing this to manipulate us emotionally so that he can get us to spy on Sandek and the Russians because he's seeing that we're being a little more involved with them than he realized. If this is the American version of Sandek, then oof, that's gonna be rough.
ああ、ついでだが、君に対する嫌疑も完全に晴れている。安心していい。
Yeah, he's saying you've been clear suspicion. Remember last time we talked about this, he said like, oh, you're the only one I don't think would be is suspicious at all. So it very clearly was a lie. Oh, of course. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, the feds are never gonna investigate a whole team except for one guy. Well, that's how close I am with Cryska and Inia lately. No, shoot, they've been keeping a close tabs on me.
気を悪くしないでくれ。全員を疑ってかかる家業だと言っておいただろ。
Yeah, I remember.
だからといって、君がアメリカ人として積み上げてきたものに対する信用はいささかも揺らいではいない。では、これで失礼するよ。何かあれば話を聞かせてもらう。
Okay, I mean, if this is all that is, awesome. Yes, sir. Whew, that's a load off my mind. Vincent, I've been thinking. Take a look at the knife seats and the arms. What if we made them slightly larger?
Huh? 何言ってんだお前。
For comparison, yeah, let's say the size of a typhoon's blade. The Shuinu second can execute maneuvers that would be impossible otherwise thanks to the shoulder thrusters, but because of their shape, it generates turbulence when you go all out. What I've got in mind is broadening the wing area as a countermeasure. We could solve the root problem if we remove the thruster, but since that's a no-go, we could compensate for it by modifying the knife sheaths. Not a perfect solution, but one that grants us a considerable degree of freedom.
なるほど。その辺は考えた上でか。でも大事なことを忘れてないか？それを使いこなせる英士はお前だけだろうよ。
I don't know if that's a good philosophy to go with, though. I mean, you don't know for sure. Like, the idea is to make the machine as compatible and functional as possible under extreme stress. You can't anticipate whether or not somebody would actually be put in a position where that could matter. But if it's noticeable, maybe it's worth it. I guess, like, the trouble is, like, is the gain, like, meaningful enough to justify the changes, or is it too insignificant? No way. Sure, it'll be slightly more challenging to operate the jump units, but Japanese surface pilots should be able to adapt relatively quickly. Those guys are very precise with their jump units. Stuff like that comes in second nature to people who fight so close quarters all the time. I'm sure they'll be okay.
もしかして本気で提案するつもりか?
See, I've had this feeling nagging at me the last 2 days. The sheer new second isn't good enough yet, and the more I fly the machine, the stronger I get that feeling becomes.
確かに常に目標は高止まりだわな。気持ちはわかる。見えちゃうんだろ?
Talking about Yuuya? Sure did. The idea came to me when I first saw the Burkut pulling off some insane stunts. Oh, so you're talking about the Cryska. The machine's emphasis on dogfights, sure, but I feel like a different combat load could be another reason why it can zoom all over the place. For example, let's take Bao Fang's Type 77 Longblade. What's up? Like, yeah, look at that. What that smarmy look on your face. I didn't notice that.
見えるくとね。
It's a beautiful, it's terrifying machine.
見えるくとか。
What?
別に話は分かったよ。けど俺はこのまま進めるのがいいと思うけどな。帝国英士って言ったってピンキリだぜ。拡張性を持たせておかないと本末転倒になる。
Oh, you know what? That's actually a fair point. If by making a tweak that's like would enhance the machine in a particular direction would invalidate the ability to modify it further for other cases and instances and pilots, that could be considered a strong downside. And if it's also something that is relatively easy to adjust for, then it might it's a great case to not make such an adjustment in the base model, but maybe in the ancillary notes when it goes to production, to be able to make notes saying, like, these are proposed modifications that could be made to adjust for these aspects of the flight model.
現状の94セカンドのポテンシャルが低すぎるって言うならまだしも、むしろ逆だし。
Yeah, if the sheer new second can become a kind of a kit bash, something that you can put together in a way that fits each pilot over time as they show their exemplary skill and get more adaptability, you kind of get this interesting. It's the argument that you could make in the Star Wars films, which is funny because I've been. My significant other and I have been watching Star Wars lately, so it's on my brain. It's the difference between the Empire's TIE fighters, which are very, like, you know, perfect physical form, very efficient, very good, like, large numbers, small costs, small range, but effectiveness. And then you have the X-Wings, which are highly customizable, highly personalized, very effective machines that can, like you know, jump in and out of travel, like, on their own, but are a massive loss every time you lose one. It's like the sheer new second could become the X-Wing of TSFs, where it could become customizable by the pilot and their team, making a kind of unique model of their own.
お前、自分がどれだけ成長したのか計算に入れてねえだろ? 俺なら熟練英士向けのバリエーションの提案ということにするかな。これには組み入れないよ。
I agree. Actually, like that argument's really sound, and for me, as like an outsider thinking about it, I think I'd be siding with Vincent here easily. We're like, look, you could probably change that and make something great happen, but let's leave the base model at, like, let's focus on the standard base model, like the high standards we're setting for a base model, and then we can make notes of changes they could make post. That's so.
Huh?
What's the matter? Oh, there she is. Hey, Cryska. Inia's not here today, huh? Figure she only woke up yesterday.
お前ら、最近よく会ってるようだが、一体何の話をしてるんだ?
Nothing in particular, it's just small talk.
ところで、イーニアとかいう小さい方は元気なのかな? 全然姿見せねえよな。
Stuff happened during the terrorist attack and she had some health issues flare up, but she's conscious now and she can communicate normally.
そうか。だけどほどほどにしておけよ。 サンダーク対のめこぼしもそうは続かないだろうし。
He's putting the warning. He's like, you gotta be careful, man. Yeah, talk to you later. Hey.
遅いぞ、ユウヤ。
Now that is some very casualness from Cryska, which is kind of cool to see. Yeah, sorry.
もっと早く来てもらわねば困る。試験が終わる時間を見計らって赴いたのに、想定が狂ってしまうではないか。
That actually is. I'm sorry. God, that's a way to go right to the soul of me, because I'm a habitual planner. Like, not necessarily strict planning, but I like having a structure to my day. I kind of set up specific times for key events and make sure that I kind of just float my rest of my schedule around stuff I know I have to be there for. So for her, like that line, it speaks to my soul. I see. And how was I supposed to know that?
今日はどうしても話しておきたいことがあったというのに。
You did? About what?
イーニャのことに決まっている。
Oh yeah! So, how's she doing?
聞いてくれ。イーニャはすごく元気だぞ。
Yes!
流動食だが接触もできた。むしろすぐに部屋から出ようとして、なだめるのに苦労したぐらいだ。
Yeah. I'm sure she wanted to leave, but like when she's been in bed for so long, like you really need to take it slow. And liquid foods, it's funny because like I've actually done liquid foods. I've had like surgeries and that involve the gut, and when you involve the gut, you have to start with like liquid for a while. It's interesting how like that both sucks, but it also is like kind of nice because it kind of gives your whole system a break. So it's weird, and I would never do a proper pure liquid diet without like proper like guidance on how to do it without like missing key nutrients, but it's actually I wouldn't say it's a terrible thing. It's just weird. You miss chewing, which is really odd, but once you get over that, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, I could totally see that. Inia's wanderlust is something to behold.
そうなんだ。イーニャはとてもいいニャだった。これで不安の一つは解消された。
I'm really happy for you, Cryska. Awesome. It's only a matter of days till she's back to work, right?
だといいんだが。そうだ。ユウヤに伝言があったんだ。
Look at that surprised
イーニ
face.
ャが遊びに来てほしいと言っていた。
I would love to, but that's not up to me. It's up to Captain Sandek. He gave me permission to see Inia, but that was before she woke up.
タイに相談してみる。
Yeah, I imagine he will, but he might have conditions now. Once he grants me the go-ahead, I could drop by anytime you want.
うん。これからは私も、そう頻繁にここに来ることはできないからな。
Because you have to stay by Inia's side, right?
その通りだ。特に今は、時間を持て余しているようだからな。
Fair. You know, she's proven that despite telling her what she should be doing, even for her own good, you leave her alone, she tends to just, not. Oh, so that's why she was complaining about me being late. Then let's call it quits for today. Next time we meet, let's hang out, the three of us together.
うん。ではな。
Sometimes I wonder if they're not real sisters. Their last names are different, but they look so much alike. And again, even if they're not related by blood, they're closer than family. Except that post-hypnotic suggestions and drugs may have played a role in strengthening that bond, and the thought is too depressing to even consider. Just why the Soviets are experimenting on them? How much longer will they have to endure this torture? Again, like, I'm guessing that they may have different last names, but remember, like, they would be, if they're part of Alternative 3, they're part of a genetic modification, a human genetic modification gene manipulation program. And so likely their last names are associated with the families that donated probably like the egg and sperm combination that, you know, like when they were like super infants, you know, because I'm pretty sure they're test tube babies. And then or like maybe they were given just a single egg and then they like probably used artificial system to create like the specialized genes that they wanted to manipulate. So like that might be why they all look very similar, is because they come from a like kind of a base. I hate saying the word base stock because it really is taking on the whole like almost talking about them more like pets or you know, cattle or something, which is, they're obviously not their people, but from the eyes of those who were doing the experiment for Alternative 3, they probably used language like that. Wish I could set them free somehow, but I can only pray and hope for the best. I'm powerless to do anything. Oh, playing the music. Technical Arsenal Complex. Imperial Army, this is back in
いささか
Japan.
過激な実戦テストという形になりましたが、ミシップ強化モジュール装着後の白縫い2型は非常に優秀と言えるでしょう。
Kawasaki. Kawasaki is that I think they're the TSF company that aren't they the ones that developed the Takemakazuchi?
1型兵の時点で懸念されていた継戦能力も申し分ありません。いえ、現時点では全ての面において1型兵を大きく上回っています。
I got ironically we were like freaking out about the program, but like very clearly everyone who saw the data from the attack were like, "Oh, that's really impressive actually."
開発中の白縫い回収機と竹見和志が大規模テロ鎮圧に貢献したというのは近年稀にない明るいニュースと言えますな。
It's kind of sad that they include like, oh, Takemakazuchi was involved. Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
しかし無人機とはいえ、あれだけの数の敵と当たり合うとは、投資以上の成果が期待できそうです。
さすがは戦術機開発の鬼、フランク・ハイネマンというところですね。彼の能力をこの値段で買えるなら儲けものですよ。
装備品の補填を行い、計画はこのまま継続ということで構わないのでは？
弊社は依存ありません。ハイネマン氏の拘束可能期間は有効に活用すべきでしょう。
Yeah, they're all like, let's go. And they like glossing over the fact that the main leader who was in charge and made the project successful up until this point died in that very same attack, essentially.
しかし、我々が解消できないと考えていた問題を、こうも簡単にクリアされるとは。
アメリカのドクトリンの変更は必ずしも戦術機開発の衰退を意味するものではありませんよ。ハイネマン氏が天才であることに変わりはありません。
一つよろしいか？
何かね、お供中さ。
今からでも遅くはありません。XFJ 計画を中止するべきです。
Why? They were just talking about how it's been awesome.
いやいや、ご冗談を。ここで中止など、計画に投資した資金を無駄にすることになりかねませんが。
派手な現象に目がくらんでいるのではないか。この事件でつまびらかになった事実はそこではない。白縫い2型は 2.5 世代機であるチェルミナートルとよくて相打ち。一機は撃墜されたという低たらく。
Yeah, that's interesting because without context, that does seem really weird. But at the same time, doesn't that seem more like an anomaly? Like, at the same time, Ashirinu II was able to keep up with the Takemakazuchi. Like, that should scream that it's really good, and that also should scream that there's something very strange about that Terminator.
この結果こそ、今回の事件で浮かび上がってきた現実だ。
しかし、それ以前に白縫い2型は、テロリストの戦術機部隊と10時間以上の戦闘を行っており、損傷も受けています。単純に断じるのはいかがなものかと。
チェルミナートルも同じ条件で戦っていたと聞いているが。
その情報は不確実です。ソ連機に関する公正な記録を見ることができない以上、何とでも言えます。
重要なのは事実ではなく、事実として捉えられている話だよ。
それは、
このまま正式採用に持っていくなら、帝国は世界に対し恥をさらすことになるぞ。
Interesting. I see kind of where he's coming from, but it really feels like it's fairly biased because, like, he's like, I guess he's saying that he doesn't want to waste money on a project like this, but at the same time, he's being super dismissive. Like he's accepting the data that the Russians say and dismissing the data that the program says, which is really odd. Like, I kind of get it, but like, why is it so much? Why is his opinion slated so far in one direction?
極東におけるソ連軍の兵器支配強化の宣伝材料にされるか。
Ah, there's that answer I was looking for.
国力を投入して建造した戦術機にアメリカの技術を加えると称して海外に持ち出し、得られたのは 2.5 世代機と同等という結果。私も結果として XFJ 計画に賛同した以上、現状の白縫い2型が要求仕様を満たした点は評価している。 我が国独自ではそれすら無理だった。だがかといってこの状況を看過できるはずもない。そう思わんかね、岩谷中佐。
That's an interesting one, because again, like, I feel like if they just talk to anyone from Argus about this, they'd quickly understand, like, oh, it's not really the Terminator, it's the pilots of the Terminator.
日米安保条約の一方的破棄、明星作戦での G 弾無通告投下。もはやアメリカは信頼に値しない。
You know what? That's honestly fair. Maybe that's the bias that's creeping into this decision making, is that he just doesn't want to give America more than they have to because of the actual, like, where America unilaterally just took that right out of their hands and bombed Japan with a G-bomb.
そうした思考にとらわれた閉塞的な議会に一石を投じ、国連の庇護、民間企業の利潤追求の姿勢に乗ることでアメリカから利を引き出そうとした中佐の発想は素晴らしい。
That's one of those, like, slap in the face compliments where it's like, it's complimenting him with, like, stuff that he's not a fan of.
のみならず、危ない橋を渡り切った手腕にも敬意を表する。だがここまでだ。これ以上彼らから得られるものは何もない。
お褒めの言葉には感謝申し上げるが、XFJ 計画を中止し、中佐は何をなさりたいのか。
It's very fair. See, I would be willing, even if I hated it, I'd be willing to shelve a project if there was legitimate concern, and those are some fairly decent legitimate concerns, on the surface at least. But the fact that he's not proposing an alternative, what do you want, us just spinning our wheels and just let all the other programs just keep going?
ソ連製戦術機の試験導入を図るべきだと考えている。
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going. I'm pretty sure this guy was contacted by the Soviets.
ソ連機。しかし
XFJ 計画を完遂しても知らぬい新潟はソ連機にはかなうまい。ならば高村中尉の件を理由に計画を中止すれば恥をさらさずに済む。
使用に満ちる半ばでやむなく中断した。そういう筋書きを作ろうとおっしゃるのですか？
Oh, it's background. Okay, I thought I was hearing something like in my house. I was like, what is that? It's like there's conversation like in the background of the scene, like faint, like people in other rooms nearby are talking. It's like it's throwing me off. Anyway, okay.
一方評価プログラムで好成績を出しているチェルミナートルはアメリカ機よりも我が国の運用思想に合致しており十分検討に値する。アメリカ機に見切りをつけたとなればソ連はここぞとばかりに売り込んでくるだろう。好条件を引き出すチャンスだ。
このタイミングでのアメリカとの決別はいかがなものでしょうか。
アメリカがそう思うのなら何らかのアプローチがあるだろう。そうでなければそこまで。我々がすがっては付け入られるだけだ。
中佐は米ソに日本を引き合いさせるおつもりか。
その結果我々が欲している背部攻略のための密集格闘戦適合機体のノウハウが手に入れられる。その上欧州に流したように我々の技術をソ連に逆流させることもできるかもしれない。
He doesn't like
可能
that.
性はある。いずれにせよアメリカに言われるがままの施策より多少なりとも交渉の余地を生む選択をした方がマシだ。
なるほど。ソ連に恩を売りつつ、環太平洋西側圏でもプレゼンスを増大させようということか。
おっしゃる通りです。市政救急型電磁投射法の即時変換を見てわかるように、現在のソ連は日本との争いを望んでいません。
Yeah, about that though. They absolutely took a real good look at it first.
これは我が国との距離を縮めようという意志の表れでしょう。繰り返しますが、ただアメリカに猛従するだけでは帝国はいずれ立ち行かなくなる。
Now there he's almost right. He's very, very close to the reality that America does see in the future and kind of manifests in the unlimited timeline.
カムチャツカにレーザー級が出現しているという事実もある。我が軍との連携を強化し、北東ソビエト最終防衛線を維持したいという腹積もりもあるのだろう。
ソ連から好条件を引き出す環境は揃いつつあると言えましょう。ここで XFJ 計画を中止することは、アメリカに対しての圧力になる。仕掛けるべきと将官は考えます。
You know what, I'm almost sad to say he's kind of convincing me. I on like the emotional level, hate this because I know what it means to Argus and everything. But like listening to his arguments, like he's got a fair point. Where like the one hand, it's like marching in step with the United States is a good way to make sure you're going to have access to resources to be able to make your program. But at the same time, it does kind of ingratiate you to their dogma and doctrine of war. And more, and there's a higher expectation of compliance when they've proven that, like, when push comes to shove, they'll shove Japanese interests to the side if they feel it'll service them better. That's not great. If you do partner with the Soviet Union, it strengthens two kind of isolated forces struggling to fight for their own independence, where it doesn't necessarily have to include the United States in every way. There's a lot about that sentimentality that's really positive because it continues to kind of build this idea of self-growth. I don't think I think they'd be very disappointed though, because again, the Terminator's nothing special. They don't know this. The Terminator's nothing special. It's the pilots that are special. So if they buy Terminators from Russia on the premise of the performance of the Scarlet Twins, the actual results are going to be much, much less, which is what's weird because the Shirinu Second is performing fantastically with normal pilots. So without that key piece of information, essentially they're buying like, there's a saying for it. It's like they're buying like a paper boat. Like, it looks fantastic, and it seems to float, but after a little actual practical application, it would just crumble into the sea. So, yeah, like, unfortunately, the argument is actually fairly persuasive, and the way they're going about it is very solid, but they don't have the information that we do, which is beyond even, like, just, we like Argus, because Argus, yay. It's like, the Scarlet Twins are what make the Terminator good. You take the Scarlet Twins and put them in a Shirinu Second, that'd be terrifying.
ここは我が国の外交戦略に関わる問題を討議する場ではない。
いわや。
出席した皆様も感じられているようだが、大友中佐の解釈にはあまりにも都合が良すぎる点が多々見受けられる。ソ連製戦術機のノウハウという点だが、帝国機も近接戦に重きを置いているのは今更述べるまでもない。それを先鋭化したのが竹三日槌であり、機体の性能はさておき、その設計思想は国産変調を生み、マルチロール機開発の足を引っ張っている。だからこその XFJ 計画だ。知らぬい新潟は近接戦に特化した戦術機ではなく、今更ソ連機のノウハウを得る必要はない。
A deft counter indeed.
そしてアメリカとの決別。中佐は日本の戦術機開発技術を過大評価している。今アメリカの協力を失えば国家の防衛戦略は完全に破綻する。それとも中佐はすでにソ連の協力を取り付けているとでもおっしゃるのか。
口が過ぎるぞ岩屋。そこまでにしておきたまえ。
Yeah, he's kind of calling him out for backdoor dealing with the Soviets.
軍部として内閣に外交手段の一つを提示することは意味があります。
That's a dangerous precedent, but fair, especially in this timeline, in this world. Ugh. Man, politics sucks when everything's like on the razor's edge of survival, because it's like there's really no room for freedom, even though we know like it leads to suffering.
近い将来確実に来るであろうベータ大戦の戦後、その時世界は太平洋を挟んで、ベータ被災国とそれ以外で二極化することは必至。アメリカの犬となって戦うのか、それとも首輪は外すことが可能なのか。これはその時の国家指導者にとって 必要不可欠な情報になるでしょ
だが計画は簡単に中止することはできない。また知らぬ回収計画に際し、アメリカの技術を導入することは XFJ 計画の根幹だ。
Like, yeah, you gotta remember the foundation of this program was the ability to take the current fleet of Shiranui and upgrade them to a Shiranui second, using the baseline and essentially taking like the field of TSS we already have and turning them into something greater, which should be cost effective compared to just fielding a whole new line of Terminators.
その成果がソ連機によって撃墜されているのです。このまま計画が進行すれば、我々はアメリカだけでなく、ソ連の後陣をも排することになる。大東亜連合は、東西両陣営の機体を導入することで、国家安定を図っております。他の国に可能で、我が国に不可能ということはないでしょう。
私は、基本的に大友中佐の意見には概ね賛同するが、特殊事情を抱える彼の連合の国情を我が国に引用するのはいささか乱暴だろう。
Yeah, you know, he's actually got kind of a point though, like, why does it always have to be black or white here? What if you incorporate the Shiranui second, you continue the XFJ program, but you also contact the Soviets, you say, hey, we can upgrade our Shiranuis to Shiranui seconds, but what if you also were to cooperate with us and you could sell us some Terminators to replace Shiranuis that have fallen in the battlefield, so you could have kind of both. Maybe that would make things too diverse for the field of battle, but I don't know. Like, I feel like more TSFs are good. Why can't you have both?
現時点をベースに物事を考えるのであれば、そうでしょう。だが世論調査では国民のアメリカへの信頼は大幅に減少している。何も私は強引に押し切ろうと言っているわけではない。ただアメリカとでなければ戦術機の開発ができないという間違ったメッセージが内閣に届くのを懸念しているのです。
それは、場合によっては軍部がそう望んでいると取られかねませんね。難しい問題ですな。場合によっては、文民である内閣に軍事的判断を求めることになる。
That would
それ
be...
は、軍全体に悪影響を及ぼすことになるやもしれん。
That is kind of one of the biggest downsides to democracies in general. Like, it's not really a bad side, but like, it's like, you've got to figure out the line between where you trust just in people who have experience to make these decisions or make it a public vote. It's freeing and better for like the nation as a whole to have more like democracy, to have more ability of the people to choose. But then, like he's saying here, if civilians are trying to make military decisions, they're likely going to be making such uninformed decisions that it's unlikely to be truly effective. So it's like, you gotta find that line, and like, I think that's fair, like, when it comes to military, like, maybe the allotted budget should be in the hands of the civilian cabinet, like how much money they have to work with, but then let them utilize that money as they see is best within certain restrictions.
ならば比較試験をしてみてはどうでしょう。
性能比較試験ですか。
白縫い2型とソ連の新型ゲールクトで比較試験を行う。白縫い2型が負ければ XFJ 計画は中止。
Oh,
ソ連
that's...
機の導入を改めて検討する。
Again, it's like, it would be so much better if they could just take the Scarlet Twins out of that equation and then showcase it. That'd be fair, but yeah.
余計な議論を重ねるよりも、これではっきりさせた方がいい。それに、葉っぱをかければアメリカも今以上に本気になるでしょう。
This is, of course, assuming the Soviets would allow for this kind of comparison. But if they would, he's got a point, like a really undeniable point. If you could just get some hard numbers between the two, essentially let the blue flag go to its, what I thought the conclusion of it was going to be, which is the Sirius second versus, well, I thought it was just going to be the modified Terminator, not the Barracuda or whatever it is.
それとも、高い開発費をかけてアメリカの技術を投入した白縫い2型では、米太被災国の技術で開発された戦術機に勝てないと。
Oh, okay, come on. You're not even trying to hide your contempt there.
それを決定するのは私ではない。
では議長、 召喚はソ連への相互評価プログラム再開の申し入れを条件に、XFJ 計画の再開に賛成をいたします。
That's gonna be fun.
よろしかったのですか。予定外の展開になりましたが。
はい、大丈夫です。私はそう確信しています。
ハイネマンの価値もわからぬ輩ですからね。気楽なものです。彼を引っ張り出すため、どれだけの障害を排除しなければならなかったと思っているのか。
That is unfortunate that like they put in so much like behind the scenes work and it's like they don't have that perspective and so but at the same time, you know, you have to argue. Here's the thing, like it's good to have discourse. It's good to have alternate like opinions. It can be troublesome because they can get so mingled with politicking, but like only having one voice in an echo chamber of yes men is a great way to lead to disaster. I think it's really critical to be able to give proper like leverage and weight to opposing forces, opposing voices. It's so important. In fact, like it sucks because I feel like the greatest flaw of something like a presidential cabinet is it stopped being about filling it up with people who are knowledgeable in ways that the president isn't, who can tell them no and help them kind of like work through problems that they might not understand, and it's become just a way to kind of give favors to people who give them money and like to fill a cabinet room with their friends and allies rather than. I honestly, if I were to run for a presidency, I would want to fill my cabinet with specialists, and I'd want to make sure that a lot of them disagreed with me on a lot of fundamental levels, because the thing is, like, it's important to have alternate, like, points of view and be able to consider, like, angles that are, you know, not what you would anticipate. You have such a healthier relationship with, like, your decisions. It can definitely add tension and confusion and, like, stress, but like the guy that is against the XFJ program here, he's got some solid points, and I can't sit here and be like, oh, he's just a crazy fool, he has no idea. Like, I think he's lacking critical information to make these calls, really, but one long and short of it, like when it comes to the politicking of it, he's got some decent points, and America really has been screwing Japan over in this plot line, you know. It's like I understand, like, wishing to kind of show a force of independence and independent, like, capability. October 3rd, 2001. Hey, there she is.
ねえ、クリスカ。今日のテストが終わったら、ユーヤのところに行こう。
いいにゃ。でも、まだ体調が。も
う平気。
本当に？
ユーヤも喜ぶと思うよ。
そうだね。テストが早く終われば。
There they are. What's up, boyos?
座れ。ベリャーエフ主任。
ビエルクトの試験を一部変更する。午前中はビャーチェノワと同乗して、シェシチナの機体ならしを。午後からは搭乗者を変えて、機体調整を継続。
Okay.
何か質問はあるか？
搭乗者を変更するというのはどういうことでしょう？午後の試験は私一人で行うということでしょうか？
いや違う。降りるのはビャーチェノワ。お前の方だ。
Why?
シェスチナがビャーチェノワ以外とのマッチングテストを行うということだ。
What? Why? She's barely got back.
それは、どういうことでしょうか？
入れ。
What the who is this? What? So they have another person from the program. What the fetch is happening? She's not coming today, huh? Figures.
ユーヤー！クリスカ、早く！
There they are.
待って、そんなに急がなくても。
Hey, Inia. Aw, she's just like throwing her arms around us, huh? Inia, should you be out and about?
私元気だよ。
Good to hear. Aw, head pats for best girl. Well, I don't think she's best girl, but she's best like little sister. Still, you sure it's okay for you to be running?
夫。
Don't make Cryska worry too much, you hear? She's like, yep, I'm not listening. Well, look at that. Someone's a little bundle of energy, huh? Good grief, yeah. Still can't believe they went berserk. But I swear I won't let it happen a second time. Inia's just an innocent little girl. Why can't nobody see that? Why the double negative? It should be why can't anybody see that, or why can nobody else see that? Like, why can't nobody see that just means why can't everybody else see that? Like oopsies. Maybe they realize but don't have the power to stop the experiments, but why? Because that's how things work in the Soviet Union? It strikes me as odd the Soviets are treating members of the upper caste as lab rats, but maybe Cryska and Inia's ethnicity doesn't carry much weight these days, not when the fate of the country hangs in the balance. I wonder if could leaking their secrets make a difference? Nah, that's a dumb idea. If anything, it would make their situation even worse. I don't know why I even thought that would be good.
どうしたの、Yuuya?
Nothing, just feeling a bit nostalgic, that's all. Didn't mean to space out on you.
もう困ってない？
Nope, not a thing, but thanks for asking. Anyway, why don't we sit down?
私はユウヤとクリスカの間。
So, I heard you guys gave the green light, heard they gave you the green light to get back into the development program. Now there's a thumbnail if I ever saw one. I'm still really freaking out by that. Who's purple girl number 3 here, but yeah. That's too rash. In cases like hers, you're supposed to run a battery of exams first to ensure the patient can handle it. Did they go through that process?
クリスカと。
Why did she bring up Cryska? Cheer up, you hear? I'm sure you guys will be back in top form before you know it. There's no need to rush, just chill and enjoy your time piloting together.
そうだな。
Yeah, especially because apparently it might not be permanent. Huh? Something feels off about them. Do they know something about what happened to Yuuya that I don't? Doesn't seem that way to me. No way, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Did Cryska even tell Inia about Yuuya? Because if she didn't, I wonder if it's my place to let her know. Inia will have time to mourn at some point down the road, but today's not the right time. Is there even a right time? Honestly, I have no idea. I still can't find it within me to move on. Nothing could fill this void in my heart.
寒いの？ユウヤ。
Yeah, very.
ミーシャに合わせてあげようか？
Aw, gosh, Inia, no, she's too much cute. Speaking of which, I see our Ursine friend is not keeping you company today.
テストの時はお留守番なの。
Good. Gotcha. Anyway, you sure it's okay for you to meet with me?
すまない。サンダーク隊にはまだ相談できていないんだ。
So this is a bit off the books. Figures. I'm sorry, Inia, but Captain Sendek's gonna be mad at you if you drop by our place whenever you feel like it.
そうなんだ。
Well, if you guys are okay with it, how about we go hang out at a little fort? It's a perfect occasion.
会期祝い？
You know better time to throw ourselves a party, celebrating your recovery.
お祝い？ユウヤ、私をお祝いしてくれるの？
Yes! We sure are.
気持ちはありがたいが。
Do we not have time? Whoa. Let me finish before you make your decision, alright? Think of an outing as a chance to learn more about society.
社会勉強？
The beta rampaged through the entertainment district during the terrorist attack. Have you been there since then?
いや。
That's all the more reason to see it with your own 2 eyes, right? What we fight to protect and what happens when we're forced to give that up. Even after disaster struck, the people there are doing their damnedest to get their bit back on their feet.
なるほどな。
We also need to spend money to help Little Fort recover. Well, that one might be a teensy bit hard to understand for you guys. Maybe it'd be easier to show you directly?
クリスカ、私やってみたい。
There's a good chance as any. We're in the middle of all the chaos. I'm sure your bosses will look the other way.
ねえ、行こう。3人でお出かけしようよ、クリスカ。
Gotta be careful though. She's already like under threat of being replaced.
わかった。では行こう。
Alright, then let's meet up at Little Fort's bus terminal in 1 hour. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe they're replacing Cryska potentially because they see her as a vulnerability. So if they can replace her, like, if they can pair her up with Inia and get similar results, then Cryska can be, shuffled away. Remember to dress up in civvies, though. Not going to be easy to hang out. I mean, learn about society if people realize you guys are Soviet soldiers.
そうまでして、私たちに何をさせるつもりだ?
I am a little concerned as well. Oh, so that's how it is? You don't trust me. Sure, you guys would make me break into top secret facility twice, but you're too chicken for a little stroll downtown.
そうではない。わかった。1時間後だな。
Yeah.
また後でね、ユーヤ。
See ya. Cryska looks very sad.
自分が口を挟める立場でないことは承知していますが、これはあまりにも無謀としか言えません。
Alright, now what shenanigans are going on with Dogulu?
普通はそうでしょうけどね。やらせてみようと思うんですよ。何事も経験してみないとわかりませんからね。それにこれは XFJ 計画継続のためのインペリアルからの課題なんですよ。というわけで準備は異論なく頼みましたよ。
Right. So this is probably the whole, like, comparative, like, fighting.
承知しました。それにしても、ここに来て計画の中断、切り上げを匂わせてくると。
まったくおかしな話だよね。公認の話は向こうと協議の上で進んでいるというのに。
政治というものは得てしてそういったものですが、随分と圧力がかかっていますが、本当に大丈夫なのでしょうか。向こうの新型、あれは相当なものですよ。過去のデータもあまり
期待としてはまずまずといったところに落ち着いているんだけどね。負けることはほぼありえない。
I agree. It's the pilots that's the problem.
問題は英詞ですな。
There you are.
待たせたな。
What the fetch? I told them very clearly not to come here in uniform. Well, whatever. Cryska's bound to draw attention no matter what she wears. I doubt Soviet servicemen are even allowed in their own civvies.
なんだ?
Nah, just thinking. You guys really go well together as a pair.
行くぞ、ユーヤ。
Yeah, today we're celebrating Inia's recovery, so let's do things like do the things she likes. Oh no. What have we done?
イーニャ、待って、待ちなさい。
Dude, come on, she's a kid. What's the harm?
甘いぞ、ユーヤ。あなたイーニャが何度行方不明になったことか。
She's like, look, you don't understand. You lose her for 10 seconds and she's just gone. So this is how she pulls a Houdini.
待って、走っちゃダメ。
Jeez, someone sure is in high spirits. Guys, slow down. Don't leave me behind. Don't leave your wallet behind.
ここは?
Yes. One of the local stores. The beta did a number on it, but the buildings look better already. Wonder if they're open for business.
いいにゃ、行きましょう。
Hey, don't just waltz inside.
ああ、これは気がつきませんで。いらっしゃいませ。
ユーヤ、クリスカ、お店やってるよ。
ええ、焼き物なんかは全部やられちまいましたがね。お嬢ちゃん、何か気に入ったものはあったかな？
綺麗だね。
ん？ああ、ごめんな。電球が足りてなくてね。
そうじゃなくて、心。
Oh, that's kind of cute, but also kind of creepy. Looks like she's taking an interest in the shopkeeper. Oh my gosh, the cute list.
すごいすごい。ミーシャがいっぱいいる。
Oh, she's got a bunch of stuffed animals.
ねえ、他にもいっぱいいるよ。いっぱいいるね。みんな同じところで育ったのかな?
Yeah, well, I have my doubts you could raise lions and penguins together. One lives in the savannah and the other lives at the South Pole. Anything caught your eye? If there's something you want, I'll be happy to buy it for you.
欲しいもの
No, she's like a child. No, everything.
全部持って帰りたい
You don't say.
遠慮はするなと言われたからな。イーニアに嘘をつく気じゃないだろう
Oh, fetch. Oh, no.
冗談だ。私物を持つことは原則として許可されない。
Oh, dang, that's sad. What? You can't own anything?
例外はある。ミーシャはその一つだ。
Makes sense. Anyway, a souvenir should be okay, right?
買い与えるつもりか？
Yeah, just a small gift to remember today? Oh, you can pick something too if you want.
私は。
Oh, there's the blush!
私は別に。
Oh, come on.
今日は、イーニアの回帰祝いだからな。イーニアの。
No, I insist.
私は、イーニアが喜んでくれるだけでいいんだ。私には、それほどの価値はない。
Huh? Going ham on the self-depreciation, aren't we? Did something happen today? Did you fail to hit your numbers? Bullseye. For a relentless workaholic, she can be surprisingly delicate. Different from me in that sense. Cryska, Inia just came back from the sick bed. Can't expect you two to work together like a charm right off the bat. You'll be back on top of your game soon enough. Trust me, I'm an expert.
クリスカー、ユーヤ、私ね、これがいい。
What is it? Oh, this white pig, you mean?
ユーヤ、私の知識に照らすと、これはクマだと思うが。
Really? What? Well, it's got a big belly and that all kind of gave me the wrong impression.
あら、イーニア。後ろに何を隠してるの？
Uh-oh.
これ。
Okay, even I can see that's a black bear, not a pig.
こっちが有利で、こっちがニキータ。
You named them already?
この子はね、ミーシャの子供で、兄弟なんだよ。
Oh, that's actually kind of adorable. Oh my gosh. I see, I see. And who's the father?
ミーシャは男の子だよ。ママはいないの。拾ってきたの。
Misha's a boy. Gotcha. And they are, like, adopted. Man, that's a weirdly realistic scenario.
明日から訓練するんだよ。
Oh, okay, so that's, okay. I'm starting to see the picture here. Poor bear brothers. A working class has nothing to lose but its chains. Win the world for them, bear brothers. Alright, I'll go pay for him. Wait here a sec.
いいのか?
I don't see why not. No one's gonna give Inia any crap about two teddy bears small enough to fit in the palm of her hand. It could get you something too, you know. But you're really not the pushy type, are you? Let's keep looking around in other places once I'm done paying for these. There, don't drop it. So they're probably just these tiny little bears. Aww.
これがクレープか。妙に甘い香りがするな。
That's what pastries are like, dude. Aww. You like it?
美味しいよ。
Glad to hear. That cart's one of the best reviewed food trucks in the area. Great intuition, finding it blind.
寒そうだったから。
That shop isn't exactly warm and cozy looking, yeah. Alaska gets really cold once the sun starts to set. Here you go, Cryska. This one's yours.
いいのか?
Just take the pastry! Sure, here I am. Man, the beta really did a number on the neighborhood, but don't let that hold you back. Thoroughly enjoying a meal is a great way to encourage the people who worked hard to make it.
そうか。では。
Cryska would be fun to take out on the town just because of her reactions. They're just so interesting. Yeah? Yes!
なんだこれは?
She's like, oh, I've never had sugar in my life. It's great, isn't it?
甘くて、ふんわりとしていて、うまい。
クリスカ、美味しい？
そうだね。
Seeing you devour that thing is a treat in itself.
その顔は何言うや。私を笑っているのか?
No, it's just hilariously adorable. I don't not intend to make fun of you. Yeah. Yeah, this is a treat in itself, alright.
やはり笑っているではないか。何がおかしいんだ? 食べ方か? 食べ方がおかしいのか? 答えろ、ユーヤブリッジス。
Huh? That's all in your head, dude. No way I think that's the way you eat is funny or anything. If I tell her it's kind of charming how she eats like a hamster. I'm deader than dead.
本当か?
Swear to God. Funny how I just keep missing the mark. 1 month ago, I could have described her as an ice queen, pervious to everything.
ごちそうさまでした。
あ、いいにゃ。ちょっと口に。はい、綺麗になった。
クリスカ
Parent and child, sisters, or inseparable comrades, however you define their relationship, these two are made for each other. Hard to leave Cryska alone when she feels like the man I used to be, incomplete, lacking growing. At least she's one step ahead of the old me. She knows how important it is to have someone by your side. She knows the joy it holds and the fear it brings. Guys, if you're done eating, there's one more place I want to show you.
ここは何?
It's a store that caters to women. They sell cosmetics and accessories.
へえ、小さな瓶がいっぱいあるね。薬品庫みたい。
I knew they'd never gone shopping before, but comparing a row of perfume bottles to a medicine cabinet hits me in the feels, man. Wouldn't you say it looks more like a vivid and bright than some boring old medicine cabinet?
あったかい。ここはあまり好きじゃない。
Figures. You're a little too young for makeup, but some of the stuff would look great on you, Cryska. Pretty typical for female pilots to glam themselves up. Maybe this will pique her interest.
この香り、女性研究員から漂ってくるものと似ている。化粧とは顔や唇に塗っている塗料のようなものか?
Naturally, it's as bare bones as you could make it. What? You're unfamiliar with the concept of makeup? I have to explain from there?
悪かったな。
Sorry for being me. Oh man, that's a line. That's a feels right there. That's a mood. Caught me by surprise again. I can see why she wasn't wearing any makeup, but how was I supposed to know it was because she didn't know what it was? So, you're not interested?
ないな。それ以前に何のためにあのようなことをするのか意味が。
Look, it's not rocket science. You wear this stuff to pretty up, make yourself look like a real beauty.
なぜそんなことをする必要がある?
Look, a lot of us need all the help we can get, okay? To make a good impression on your partner, maybe? Or to make people pay more attention to you?
私にはそのような印象を与える必要性が全くない。
She's got a fair point. She's pretty, she doesn't need much. Oh! She's a tough nut to crack, I'll give her that. There goes my plan to give her cosmetics as a gift.
見て見て、クリスカ。キラキラしてるよ。
That's called a necklace. The kind of accessory you wear around your neck.
首から下げるものはドッグタグだけにすべきだ。余計なものは混乱を生みかねない。
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a good place for her. Let's go find. Let's see what she's interested in. Okay, I give up. Not that she doesn't care. It's not that she doesn't care about fashion. She has no idea what the word even means. There's no way to avenge your average Soviet woman can be this ignorant. No, sir. Was she raised by a bunch of nuts or something? Nuns or something? No. Scientists.
ねえ、ユーヤ。ユーヤはどうしてここに私たちを連れてきたの?
Oh, I was thinking of buying Cryska a gift as a memento of the fun times we've had today. This day is supposed to be by you, Inia, but let me tell you a little secret. Cryska worked really, really hard while you were unconscious, so I thought I'd do something nice for her.
そうなんだ。
そういうことなら気遣いは無用だ。イーニャが喜んでくれたのならそれだけで満足だ。
I have a feeling Inia is not going to stand for that. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
そろそろ戻る時間だ。ここで解散しよう。楽しい時間だった。
Yeah, especially because we're about to hear we can't hang out anymore because we're gonna have to fight.
クレープ美味しかったよね、クリスカ。
そうだね、イーニャ。
Can't let her walk away empty-handed. She's happy when Inia's happy. I get that, but that's not enough for me. I want her to be happy from the bottom of her heart. I don't know, man. That crepe really seemed to do it. Is there something I can give her? Anything? Ah.
では、またな。
Ooh.
バイバイ、ユーヤ。
Wait. Here, for you.
これは。
Whoa. That's a face. Ooh, boy, that's a face. What is it? A folding hand mirror. Something practical and simple. like this shouldn't cause you any problems, right?
しかし、
East or Western Bloc, it doesn't matter. There's times when a woman wants to straighten up her parents, right?
それは、その通りだが。
She's like, that, fair.
よかったね、クリスカ。
See? Enia's cool with it. Maybe it's too plain and doesn't fit your taste, but still, I'd be happy for you to take it.
その、
It's her first gift ever, I'm guessing.
ありがとう。
Aww. You're welcome.
その、大事に使う。
Aww. Good to hear.
初めて。
Yeah, I do it.
なんだ。支給品ではないものを、私だけのものを手にするのは。
That's adorable and heartbreaking. Aww. Huh?
こんな気持ちは、初めてだ。
Dang, man. Cryska.
よかったね。
That's me.
いずれにせよ、覚醒後間もないため、サンプルデータが少なく、依然予断は許さないが、シェシチナの状態は今のところ安定している。
Right.
数値的にも身体機能的にも昏睡の影響は今のところ見受けられない。今後も経過観察を継続する。
あとの二人はどうだ？
ビアチェノワは数値的には復調し始めている。反応速度、ユニットとの接合安定値、脳波、帯電圧。いずれもテロ以前の水準まで回復している。
So that's good. So what about number 3?
では、プラーフカの強度を上げたことは特に問題がなかったということか？
脳に想定外の過負荷がかかったことが数値データに現れている。
Okay, so she was pushed beyond her limits, but somehow she actually recovered.
二人の負った損傷と能力から考察して、より能力の高いシェスチナが負荷を受けたのではないかと。
事前の説明では万が一の際に、損傷を負うのはビアチェノワ少尉と聞いていたが。
Oh, okay, I see. So they kind of designed it so that Cryska would take the brunt of like the psychological like damage, but Inia for some reason took it instead.
そのあたりについては我々も調査を進めている。理論上はそうなるはずなのだ。
Well, Inia wanted to protect Cryska, that's why.
何度も言うが、これは私の責任ではないぞ。制限を解除したせいだ。
Okay, calm down. You're not dying today, soldier.
原因を究明するためには同じ条件で追試するほかない。そんなことできるのか？
ベリャーエフ主任、己の立場を理解してほしい。シェスチナ少尉に万が一のことがあれば、貴様の人生は終わりだ。
Oh, that's all. Just if she comes to any permanent harm, you are dead.
なんと言われようと、私にわからないことは誰にも解明できないぞ。第三計画の遺産であるイーダルたちの応用原者は私の
主任。
He is crapping his pants.
報告の続きを。予備計画についてもだ。
中脳辺縁系ニューロンおよび基底核での神経伝達物質流入値に変化はない。
Okay.
しかし扁桃体、側頭頭頂接合部および腹側被害野でのドーパミン過剰の傾向があった。
So she gets too much pleasure during testing.
機関の見立て通り、あの男と接触させたことで、ビアチェノワが安定しているのは事実だが。
Again, like, it must be so scary for them in this program that Yuuya has somehow become critical to success.
本日のテストでは、プロジェクションおよびリーディングの能力減衰がないにもかかわらず、プラーフカ発動時に融合不均一化の兆候が確認されている。
Okay, so now they're worried that their super killer mode might not work.
プラーフカ発動後の数値は正常なので、あくまで一時的なムラだとは思うが、現時点で原因を特定するのは困難だ。細心の注意で観察を継続する。
そうしてくれ。
加えて、大きな問題ではないが、 若干感情値の振れ幅の増大傾向が見受けられる。この点に関しても十二分に監視を計測させる。
That's the Yuuya's fault.
次に改良体についてだが、初回テストの結果は悪くない。初めてベアチェナワと組ませた時よりも良い数字が出ている。
Paired with the main module.
プラフカの安定度に関しては互角だが、強度と深度はまだまだだな。
マッチング可能な汎用ユニットの生産はどうなっている？
第12ロットの30体が間もなく需要訓練を開始する。
Oh my gosh. 30 specimens? They're just breeding an army.
また、次期ロットの遺伝子操作によるバラエティ杯は100を超えた。これらを育成し、マッチングに回す予定だ。
メインモジュールの育成は遅れているということだな。
第6世代の能力者は単純な計算で生成できるものではなく、特殊処置を施した胚を得意状態で育成させることが肝要であり、
できるかどうかを聞いている。
第6世代の育成は奇跡、いや、偶然の賜物と言ってもいいくらいで、ましてや、
ベリャーエフ主任。
Give me an answer.
バラエティ杯を増産すれば可能性は上がる。しかし、これ以上は予算が。
予算は確保した。計画は承認された。
それでは。
君の研究は中央に評価されているということだ。今月内にどこまで灰を増やせる？
Interesting.
200? いや、300は可能だ。
それで成果を出したまえ。非公式ではあるが、日本帝国へのソ連製戦術機のプレゼンが決定したとのことだ。これは我々の計画にとっては余儀の部分でしかないが、成功すれば大いに評価される事項でもある。
Gotcha. So he's not focused on the TSF development. He's focused on the development of the Alternative 3 Legacy, which is grown super soldiers.
我々の実験機は、相互評価プログラムで最も高評価を受けた機体である。
しかし、あれはあくまでもあの2体の。
そのあたりを言いくるめるのは、我々の任務ではない。我々は、ソニチ交渉の機会を作った。それだけでいい。
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't the TSF, it was the pilots.
だが、我々が優秀なテスト結果を作り続けることは、第二セクションに大きな貸しを作ることになる。ロゴフスキー大佐もそう望むだろう。
Yeah, they would gain a lot of favor if they can pull this deal off, because the Soviet Union could use a deal like this.
忙しくなるな、ベリャーエフ主任。年内中にマッチング可能ユニットの追加と、来年中にはメインユニットを最低12体追加してほしい。
It's a pretty crazy program, though. If they got this to work and they had, like, essentially, like, a stock of Scarlet Twins. Imagine a full squadron of Scarlet Twins on a battlefield. That could actually be genuinely, like, they could probably take a hive on their own. Like, if you had a whole, like a 50 TSS with them, all squads of 4, all of them coordinating together, not just with their co-pilots, but with each other. And like a drop of a hat, you could turn them into like super death machines. Like, holy cow.
無茶だ。さすがにそんな数字は。わかった。計画を前倒ししよう。
成功を期待している。何かあれば報告するように。
Very interesting.
誰か。
スタニスラフ・ゼレノフ総長であります。
入れ。
There he is.
例の件に関する作戦のすべてを中止する。調査データを破棄し、痕跡を残すな。
了解しました。申し訳ありません。
構わん。別の仕事で取り返せばいい。対日セクションより例の件で調査報告が届いた貴様にも伝達しておく。対象は密葬されたとのことだ。
Huh, okay. They're talking about Yuuya.
我々の杞憂でしたか。例の男の拉致計画も中止ですか。
They're gonna kidnap Yuuya!
そちらは当面の間保留だ。対日工作が功を奏したようで、近々帝国より調査団が派遣される。我が国の戦術機が 次期主力戦術機の候補たり得るかどうかの調査だ。
了解。今は帝国と波風を立てたくない。中央に睨まれることになる。ということですな。
Yeah, that would be disastrous.
Yuuya Bridges.
He's like, fetch you, man, for throwing a wrench in everything. October 4, 2001. We know what this meeting is going to be about, but we're going to save that for next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a really fun episode, seeing Inia back, being able to go on essentially a group date with them, like a little family, getting some gifts, but then the terrifying prospects of like the plans that are going on with the Soviets. And it's interesting to see like the two sides of the Soviets. Like they want to sell the TSF's programming, be considered like, like comparable or like, to have like influence. Obviously they want the TSF to succeed, but we know the Scarlet Twins are the true power, and Sendek's been given a full authority to fairly grow batches of them, which is crazy. He's just making a clone army. Really interesting to see how that plays out. But I basically almost wonder, like, what if the Unlimited and Alternative, like, what if we saw a branching timeline where like Alternative succeeded? So maybe it'd be nice. What if they explore like post Alternative, like after everything's said and done, but that world continues on? Do the Soviet Union's army of psychically linked pilots come to fruition? Because that would be really interesting to see. I'd love to know more about that. Don't spoil anything, but like someday, when I eventually can actually step into the realms of the online wiki and not spoil things for myself, I really hope that there's more information about that, even if it's not officially canonized. But anyway, we'll get to that. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me, especially the members and patrons. I need to make sure I give you guys a good year. I'm working hard. I want to make sure you feel like this is worthwhile. The channel's growing. I'm really happy for all the new faces here. Thank you so much. For all of those who are old hats, thank you for being so supportive of this content. It's amazing to me that we've covered Muv-Luv for so long. Like, I looked back recently and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many videos in my like all Muv-Luv playlist. It's kind of scary actually. But a big shout out to the fact that the publishers are super supportive of content like this, and I'm really grateful to that, and to them for that. And I look forward to making more Muv-Luv content, especially if they keep translating like copies of the various games and titles. Like, I'm all for it. Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me and for being a part of this wonderful channel. You are all what make it so great. I'm just happy to be kind of like, I don't know, the catalyst or something. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you so much. And until this video, watching me, I'll see you next. I'll see you there.